Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. I say shalom to you Akim out there. Salak here for a second. And this is a sit-down lesson again for today on this May 24th, 2022 at 5:29 Central Standard Time on this Tuesday afternoon. And the title of this lesson is going to be a quick one. Let the weak say I'm strong. In the last days, And this is a news article from RT.com. It was published May the 24th, 2022 from World News. And this was from RT.com. And a highlight of this news article in the news on this May the 22nd, 2022. And it reads, North Korea fired 3 missiles after a quad rebuke. Ballistic missile test fellow condemnation of Pyongyang by U.S. and its allies at a Tokyo meeting. 3 ballistic missiles took off from North Korea. The South Korean military reported on Wednesday morning, local time. The launch came after U.S., Japan, India, and Australia, the so-called Quad condemnation the North Korea missile program, plead themselves to a free and open Indo-Pacific that is exclusive and resilient. The first missile fired towards the waters near North Korea's eastern coast. The South Korea Joint Chief of Staff said in a statement about 6 a.m. local time, offering no additional details. The Japanese Coast Guard confirmed that it has been a launch of an identified type of missile. Within an hour, however, Seoul was reporting an additional launches of unknown ballistic missiles in north and east direction. According to the Yonhap news agencies, a total of 3 missiles were launched between 6 a.m. and 6:42 a.m. from the Sunyang area of Pyongyang, the South Korean military later said. Pyongyang's 17th missile test so far this year comes after U.S. President Joe Biden left Japan to return to Washington after a 5-day trip to Asia. Slovakia. Before departing, Biden and his Quad colleagues issued a joint statement about their role in the future of the region, dubbed by the U.S. the Indo-Pacific. And right, I believe in another side note too was, with the Taiwan and China situation over there in the South China Sea. I believe South Korea, Japan, and the United States, they was It's alright. Good, man. Yeah. So good to go get a gun one. Oh. Salakia about that. I was talking to my little brother. But yeah, what I was saying was a side note, with Japan, South Korea, and the United States, they was finding ways to counter China, I don't know if it was some type of counter with them with a different economic fence or a military fence or something like that, I believe, So that was just a sad note. But back to reading the news article, We are affirming our commitment to the complete denuclearization of Korea's peninsula, consent with United States Security Council resolution, said the statement signed by Biden, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, India Prime Minister Narendra Modi, if I pronounce his name right, and Australia's newly elected Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. We're also condemning North Korea's destabilization of ballistic missiles development and launching, including multiple intercontinental ballistic missile tests, a violation of the UNSCRS as called on the international community to fully implement this resolution. We urge North Korea to abide by all the obligations under the UNSCRS, refraining from qualifications and engaging in subtending dialogue, the Quad adding. The White House has warned North Korea might be carrying out a missile test during or after a visit to the region. It says government Seoul has also announced it has developed.
Check this shit out. Look, next week, when I hit that shit, I need you to turn around and put another work order in that motherfucker.
Right.
But them motherfuckers playing. I'm not sick of their ass. I'm sick of their ass, bro.
Right.
I'm gonna get a box of your cheese. Can I have that box?
I think for love, that's enough.
Man, fuck. Fuck you. I'm gonna
So yeah, continuing on with the news article. The White House has warned North Korea might carry out a missile test during or after Biden's visit. Right, because they was reporting that on CNN News after Joe Biden was making his trip to North Korea, because they said North Korea was already in the works to not testing and launching a ballistic missile. So yeah, it did happen, And I'm gonna read it again. The White House has warned North Korea might be carrying out a missile test during or after visit the region. The government Seoul also announced it has developed a plan in case a Pyongyang carry out a nuclear test. North Korea is currently dealing with the outbreak of the Cold War 19, with the military brought up to help deal with the situation. A portion of North Korea Peninsula is liberation from Japan, triggering a war between the Communist North and the U.S.-backed South. In 1950, the conflict expanded to drag in the U.S. and China until it frozen by the 1953 armistice. So, North Korea fired 3 missiles, and U.S. and its allies condemning it. So, that goes to show you, let the weak say I'm strong, and I'm about to bring that scripture out as well, too. Like I mentioned before in my previous videos, I'm going to say it again, once Kim Jong-un made that statement beginning of the year of January 2022, he made that statement saying, he's going to strengthen his military. His military might think he's strong in capability and nuclear arsenal, and that's what we're seeing right now. So this is the book of Joel. Book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and pulling hooks into spears, and let the weak say I'm strong, right? That's what you see in North Korea, And in the last days, you're going to see many, many more of these many different nations of let the weak say I'm strong. Because these other nations, they got nuclear capability as well too, you know. So, you know, they're gonna continue to do their and create nuclear capabilities as well too, you know, like China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, South Korea, India, Pakistan, Australia, and many more other countries, Turkey, you know, Saudi Arabia, all these countries, they're gonna have their nuclear capabilities. Even if these nations are allies with one another, but, you know, that goes back to the book of Joel 3 verse 10 said, let the weak say I'm strong. You know, and back to what North Korea, you know, they firing 3 more, you know, missiles off the south coast of the waters, I believe, over there in Korea, you know. So, you know, Kim Jong-un, you know, hey, much as United States, Japan, and other leaders that's allies with the United States and allies with South Korea, you know, that's still not going to stop North Korea firing their nuclear missiles, their nuclear arsenal, you know. That goes back into Joel 3 and 10. Let the weak say I'm strong. And that's what we're seeing in these last days, you know. So it's going to furthermore increase, you know. And this is from, I believe, it was a condemnation. They denounced, I believe it was United States and South Korea and Japan, you know, during Joe Biden's visit over there in Tokyo, because he went after his visit of North Korea and Tokyo, and after his 5-day visit in the Asian countries, you know. You know, that goes into the wars and rumors of wars, you know, because, you know, you got India, Australia, South Korea, and the United States. You know, these nations, you know, they allying with each other against North Korea, and they condemning this along with the United Nations, you know, condemning these nuclear and ICBM's nuclear tests of what North Korea doing, you know. And that goes back to the book of Joel 3 and 10, let the weak say I'm strong, you know. And Iran, they're going to keep on continuing with their nuclear capability arsenal as well, too, you know. Even if the United States and Iran, if they come with some type of solution of the revival of the 2015 nuclear deal, you know. But that's still not going to stop North Korea and Iran and Russia and China and these other countries gonna have their nuclear arsenal and capabilities, you know. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6, and it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? That wars and rumors of wars come with the combination of, you know, United States, South Korea, Japan, and many other allies countries condemning of North Korea doing these nuclear tests, you know.
Phone bill out the way, all that shit. So I ain't had no money, I had some fun.
Right.
I had some fun on it. I don't never sit around and keep no money.
Right.
Yeah. The money I get my check, I be putting up some money. I'm glad I did save the money like that. Cause it's Chicago money. I'm gonna pay it.
Yeah.
I'm just selling $100. That's what I'm gonna do. If I gotta keep saving, you know, you got. Can't just spend all your money like that.
Right.
I ain't never got broke like that because I saved something. I save all that in January. I started saving up for money.
Right.
Around here like that, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Like we said, no, we get some money.
Yeah.
Sell it. I'm gonna have the truck run for my birthday.
Right.
Yeah, they got work about their gas to last in June. That's good. They gas $2.50.
Yeah.
I just made the money. I just give it to them. I ain't got time to be arguing with these people.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I get that gas bill paid. I also make some money selling that car people.
Right.
I ain't fucking with them. It ain't cold. I'm chilling at night. I just turn the stove on. Shit, I get in the blanket and go to bed.
Right.
It ain't really cold.
Mm-hmm.
No. When it get cool, I just turn the stove on.
Right.
Put that shit off. You got the head looked at me and said, don't hold that shit on.
Right.
And get your ass on your blanket. You better have some clothes on. That shit called a new front.
Yeah.
You look like a slave.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright. Salaki about that. Let's talk to my OG. But yeah, like I was mentioning, that goes into the wars and rumors of wars of United States and South Korea and Tokyo and India and Australia, which they call themselves the Quad groups. I guess that's what they call it. But yeah, that shows the condemnation and condemning of what North Korea just did, with the additional 3 nuclear projectile missile launches, So, that goes into, wars and rumors of wars is further increasing more and more, And I'm going to read it again for edification's sake for this sit-down lesson. It says, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. In verse 6 in the book of Matthew to the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. That's what we're hearing right now. The war in Ukraine, Russia, commotion still going on over there, the South China Sea. Commotion still going on over there in the Middle East, over there in the Syrian border, the Israeli/Syrian border. Operations is coming up next over there in Turkey. Operations from the operation a mission that Turkey soldiers gonna do over there in Syria, which is coming soon, because they already did their previous operation. Now they doing the second operation, so that's further and more increasing wars and rumors of wars. And then you got the Israelis versus the Palestinians, clashes going on over there. So you got many different wars, that's wars and commotions, which is in the book of Luke 21 verse 9, I roughly paraphrase reference to that, That's in regards to wars and rumors of wars. The nations shall rise against nations as well too. And back with the reading in the book of Matthew 24 verse 6, and it reads, be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? Because more upcoming prophecies are coming. And we seeing it, in these last days, because we are living in biblical prophecy times, because Idumean is gonna come with that NWO agenda that's coming, that order out of chaos, and there's gonna be incidents might be false FLAG, and then these gun controls or whatever. That's why Esau, Edom, these Idumeans do these order out of chaos incidents. These incidents sometimes might be real, and then it just might be a false narrative flag event, that as well too. And many more other different things, but I'm not going to get into that, but that's for another topic of another lesson. But yeah, more increase of wars and rumors of wars with these nations and different kingdoms going against one another, The second war was past. Behold, the third war coming quickly. That's recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, because we are definitely living in the book of Revelations, as you see right now in the news. Even though sometimes the stuff that you believe in the news is not 100% accurate and real, but we're seeing these signs, of the upcoming World War III. Second war was passed, just like the second war has passed. Now we in the stages, in the processes of getting close to the WW3, which is World War III. Second war was passed. Behold, the third war coming quickly. And I'm gonna go to verse 7. typical scripture that I always bring out in my lessons, because you've been seeing so much increase of these things in the latter days, that we're currently living in. In verse 7, in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7, through the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, "For nation shall rise against nations, and the kingdom against kingdom," which we're seeing right now is further increasing more and more and more, And there shall be famines, increase of famines, and pestilences, the monkeypox, the hepatitis C in children, the cold word 19, that's gonna increase again because they made that warning. I believe about last month. They said these potential cases might go up, in the summer potentially, and then in the fall and the winter as well too, So yeah, we seeing these things in earthquakes in diverse places. I believe I did a video on a 6.0 earthquake had rocked off the coast of Japan, I believe. So, you're going to hear more increase of these earthquakes in diverse places around the world, because these are signs of the times that we're living in. And it's going to further and more increase, in the last days, And, Salaki. Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. And all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Because these are the beginning of sorrows of many different things that's taking place on the planet Earth. Upwars of the people. Nations shall rise against nations. The love of many shall wax cold. The famine of the word. Food prices going up. The cost of living is going up. Hyperinflation. And many more different things, signs in the skies, signs were all around the world, earthquakes in diverse places. Second world was passed, we got a third world coming quickly. The push for the MOTB, when it's going to be an all-out digital currency in those times ahead that we are living in, So, hey, these are the signs of times that we are living in, And it's going to further increase more and more and more. But I wasn't trying to get off topic. But these just are indications of that I just named, in different situations, So with that, hope this lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim. Salakia. I would like to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Wakakadash. And double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And once again, double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Preaching the word 30 plus years and still going strong. And shalom to them and the elders, apostles, a great millstone once again. And shalom to the brethren through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like to the speckled bird, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.